Hello friends, my name is Vinod. Welcome to VR Technosoft. So in this video, I'm going to discuss about one of the tasks and which is a very important task, also like very interesting task. So this is the task, how to design a database using a ER diagram. So ER diagram is nothing but generally entity relationship diagram. Now in the real time, so we may get different kinds of requirement to create the to design the database. So one is like the client may give the primary foreign key relationship directly. There will be a document, BRD document. So in that document, they will mention all the columns with respect to primary foreign key relationships, and simply we can copy paste that code, and we can go and create the tables, and we can able to design the database along with primary and foreign key relationships. Now the another way of getting the requirement is they may give the entity relationship diagram, and based upon that diagram, so we need to go and design the database using primary foreign key relationships. Now this is what I'm going to explain in this particular video, and let's see what is the ER diagram which I have. So I do have now totally 6 tables. The 6 table names are basically like users table and severity topics and user attempts and questionnaire list. Yeah. So in real time cases and all, we may get more than 10 tables, 20 tables, or 30 tables. I think more than that as well. So in the entity relationship diagram, and by seeing that diagram, it is very difficult to design your database, because there kind of many relationships. So identifying that relationship, it is not that much easy. Yeah. So in this video, I'll try to show you how easy we can able to do this database design, and how to identify the relationships, and which tables we need to create first and which tables we need to create last. So all these kind of things we go and discuss about in this particular video. Yeah. So now out of these 6 tables, you can see there are some primary keys, and you can see there are some foreign keys, and some of the tables are dependency tables, some of the tables are independent tables and all. Now before going and explaining these, so let's understand the primary foreign key relationships first. So generally, a foreign key will be depending on the primary key. So without primary key, we cannot able to create a foreign key. This is the base rule we need to understand. So before going and understanding this database entity relationship diagram. So now what we need to do is, as foreign key is depending on primary key. So which means first we need to create a primary key table, then only we need to create the foreign key table. So this is the base rule. Now what we need to do when you see this particular entity relationship diagram is, you need to separate the dependency tables as well as the independent tables. So what is meant by dependency table is, for an example, I have a employee table, I have a department table. Now in each department, so I do have multiple employees will be there. Now department ID will be my primary key in a department table, and in employee table I have a department ID as a foreign key. Now my employee table is depending on your department table, right? So which means department table first we need to create first, as it contains a primary key. Then only we can go and create the employee table. It is a foreign key. So which means employee is depending on the department table. Now the dependent table is employee table, and independent table is your department table. Yeah. So likewise, so we need to identify what are the dependency tables and what are the independent tables. So first we'll identify that, and then we'll go on to create the tables. So let me put it over here, dependent tables, or first I'll go with independent, so it is easy to identify that. Independent tables. The second one will be dependent tables. Now I'll also keep one more key point here. Independent is nothing but basically primary key tables, because those tables are not depending on other tables, but other tables are depending on this. Now dependent tables is nothing but basically a foreign key tables, which may contain the primary keys as well. Yeah. So now let's identify these two things. Then we can go and create a primary foreign key relationships. Now, out of these tables, out of these 6 tables, how to identify which are independent tables? Yeah. So independent is nothing but the tables which contains only primary keys. Yeah. Now let me go with the first table. So that is my quaternary. Now you can see it has primary key, also it has a foreign key. So we should not consider this table as a independent table, because it is depending on some other table. Yeah, whatever it is, but it is depending on some other table. Now we should not consider it as a independent table. Now when you go to severity table here, now severity having a only one primary key. So which means some other tables are depending on that, but it doesn't basically this table is not having a dependency on any other tables, because it have only primary key. If it this table has a foreign key here, then this table is depending on some other table. Yeah. So now what you can do, what you can consider over here is, as severity table is consists only one primary key, now this table is a independent table. So I'll just go and copy this table and put it under independent tables. Yeah. So now we'll also see if there is any other independent tables there or not. Now let me go with user attempts. Now in my user attempts, I do have, let's say, there I have mentioned like FK here, 1 2 3 4, totally 4 foreign keys are there, which means these foreign keys are again depending on some other primary key tables, which means it's a dependent table, correct? So we can ignore this table as of now. Now let me go with another table called quaternary list. Now again it has a primary key and it has a foreign key. As it contains both primary key, foreign key, again it's a dependency, because as I mentioned, independent table contains only primary key. Yeah. So now we can ignore quaternary list as well. Now when you go to users here, so let's see what and all the things we have. So in user we can see there is something called PK user ID. So which means we need to create a primary key on top of this, and there is no foreign keys on top of this, right? Now you can consider these users also as a independent table. So this is dependent, this is not depending on any other tables, but other tables are depending on this. That is the meaning of that. Yeah. So now let's see if there is any other tables. Yeah. Now the left out table over here is topics. Now in the topics, I have only primary key. Now I don't have any foreign keys. Now as per the rule, as it contains only one primary key, now we can consider topics also as a one of the independent table. Yeah. So let me copy this table as well, and I'll consider, I'll put it over here. Yeah. Now simply we can able to put all other tables as dependency tables, because already we find out the primary all the independent tables. So simply we can go and keep other tables as a dependency tables. Yeah. So if you want to check, yeah, obviously you can go and check each and every table, it is whether it is really having a dependency or not. Yeah. So let me go through with each and every table again. So apart from these three tables, now when you go to quaternary, now in this quaternary you have to check whether we have a foreign keys or not, because if you have a foreign key, which means it is dependent. So now this has a two foreign keys, so this is depending on severity and this one, so it means this quaternary will come under the dependent table, right? So let me put this table under dependent. I'll just put it as a dependent table, under dependent table, and we have another table. Let's go and check the ER diagram. Now we have left out here is user attempts. Now user attempts has many foreign keys, so it means it is depending on many other tables as well. So I'll just simply go and copy this table, and I'll also put it over here. Yeah. Now we have one more table. So that is I think quaternary list. Let me put that table as well. Now quaternary list also one foreign key, so which means this is also depending on some other table. So blindly we can remember one thing, that if a table has a primary key, it's an independent table. If a table has at least one foreign key, so then we can consider as a dependent table. Yeah. Now we identified out of 6, 3 are independent, 3 are dependent tables. Yeah. Now what we can do is, as these are independent, we can simply create it by keeping the primary keys and all. We can simply create the tables. Now, what about these dependent tables? Now, so first we need to identify these three tables are depending on how many tables, because it may depending on one table, or it may depending on two tables, or it may depending on more than two tables also. First we need to identify that as well. Yeah, let me go one by one. Now this questionnaire table, right? Now let's see how many foreign keys which we have in this table. So when you see, this table has two foreign keys. One is FK severity UD, and then we have a FK topic ID, which means this questionnaire table is depending on severity. So it means if you see this foreign key, so it is going on connecting to primary key of your severity table, and we have one more foreign key, that is topic ID. So which means it is pointing to topics table, that is PK topic ID. So it means this questionnaire table is depending on the severity table as well as topics table. So we'll just keep that point over there, so that for us it will be easy to create the tables. Now one is severity. Order you can mention anyway. You can put the severity first and topic second, or you can put topics first or severity second. Either way it is fine, no problem. Yeah. Now we'll go and check the second table, that is user attempts, how many tables it is depending on. Now if you see user attempts, so it contains totally four foreign keys. One is FK user ID, FK severity ID, FK topic ID, and FK question list ID. So four dependent tables are there on top of it, right? Now let's see what and all those tables. Just go one by one. Now FK user ID. So just see, so where exactly this pointer is going on. So it is going to the user table, right? Now we'll just keep that user table as it is depending on that. First is user table. So one foreign key is done, right? Now let me put a user ID, comma, and we'll just go and see the other one. The second one is FK severity ID. So which means by seeing the column name itself, we can understand it. Okay, the severity ID means, so it is pointing to severity primary key. Yeah, primary key column. Now, which means the severity also we need to note it, because your user attempts is depending on severity table as well. Now let's see we have, if we have any other dependencies. Yes, we do have totally four, and the third one will be FK topic ID. So which means it is also depending on your topics table as well. So let's keep that topics table as well. Yeah, so I'll just put the table names, not the keys here, but the table names. And one more key we have, foreign key. And if you see this FK question list ID, so this is again depending on questionnaire list table, correct? So now we'll just go and see, we'll just go and mention that table as well, questionnaire table. Now what I will do is I'll just keep that table over. One second. So I think it is pointing to questionnaire list, not questionnaire table. It is pointing to questionnaire list. Let's copy this table and put it over here. Yeah, and we'll also see what are the dependencies for this table as well. Now let's go to ER diagram. Now when you see how many foreign keys, we have only one foreign key. So that is FK question ID. So which means it is pointing to the primary key of questionnaire table. So only one dependency table is there. So let me again note it down, that table name here. Yeah. Now this is done. So if you mention like this, for you it is very easy to design your tables. Okay. Now so we know what are the dependencies here. Now which tables has to create first? So always blindly you can go and create independent tables first. Then you have to check independent tables, which tables we have to create first. Okay. So because again there are some key points which you need to remember when you are creating a dependent tables. Yeah. So just what I will do is I'll just simply copy the entire things into the next row. I'll just mention it as a tables has been created, which means independent tables has been created. This is my first step actually, or I'll just put it over here in the end. step 1 will be create all independent tables. There is no order actually. You can create user table first, or you can create topics table first, or you can create CVRT table first. So there won't be any order for your independent independent tables. Yeah. So create all independent. Okay, this is the step 1. And in the step 2, you should not directly go and create your dependency tables, but you need to do one more thing here. Out of these 3 tables, you need to check whether these tables are depending on, whether these particular table are depending on uh, the same depending table or not. For an example, when you see this quaternary table is depending on independent tables, this independent table is already created, right? So there won't be any problem. Now when you go to, now in the second step, I'm going and creating user attempts. Now user attempts required how many tables? Totally 4 tables. So 4 tables means one is severity, then users and topics. Now these tables are already created, right? Now it required one more table. Okay, one more table, that is quaternary list. So which means this table is depending on independent tables, as well as it is also depending on this quaternary list as well. Okay, so we have this kind of dependencies also. Now what you need to do is, you cannot create this table until unless you create the quaternary list. Getting it? Because this is depending on these 3 tables as well as this quaternary list. Correct? Now you just need to create this table first. So you need to give number 2 for this one, and you have to give third number for the last. Okay, now we'll also check whether this table is depending on any other tables or not. Okay, so when you see this table is depending on the quaternary table, so already the priority for quaternary table is 1, right? So which means, so before creating this table, we have to create this table because there is a dependency. Yeah, so likewise, first of all, you need to understand this dependency and independent tables, and you need to split all these tables and you need to give a priority for that. Okay, so make sure that for independent table there won't be any priority, so you can create either way. There is no order to create independent tables. But when you go for dependent tables, you need to check whether these tables are depending on independent tables, or is it depending on the means is it depending on the dependent tables itself. Okay, so if there is a dependency on depending tables, then definitely you need to give a priority. So which table has to create first. Okay, so if you segregate these things in a priority level, then we can go and easily create the tables. Now what is the step 2 we need to do? So in the step 2, first we need to create the quaternary table, and in step 3 we have to create quaternary list, and then in step 4 we have to go and create the user attempts. So for an example, if you shuffle this one, so for an example, without creating these 2, okay, for an example, let me remove this and put it over here. So if you are trying to create user attempts without these 2 tables, so what will happen? Definitely it will fail. Why? Because this table is depending on quaternary list as well. Okay, so which means first you need to create quaternary list. Again, if you create quaternary list, okay, again this is depending on what? So this is depending on the quaternary, right? So this is how you need to set up the priorities, and then priority wise you need to go and create the tables. So you cannot create in a multiple orders and all. Okay, shuffled order and all you should not create. Yeah, so now we'll follow these steps and we'll just go and create. So for that, definitely we require these structures, right? So first I'll take all the independent table structures and we'll keep it in the SQL Server. So first is severity. Let's copy this structure and we'll put it over here, and let's create a table. And I'll also mention the primary foreign key relationship here itself. So one is severity, right? Yes. Yeah. So the severity table, I just put open brace, and also I just put close brace, and we need to put commas in between each and every column. And so they are mentioning this is the PK, right? Let me put primary key here. Yeah. So just for identification purpose, they are giving like this PK severity ID, but usually they will give like severity ID only. Okay, and they will mention PK. So here, so here they will put some brackets and they will mention PK there. Yeah, it depends on the client requirement again. So let me create this table. Now, as there is no dependency, yes, it has been created. Now, what is the second step? What is the other table which you need to create? The yeah, users table we need to create. So it's very huge table now. Let me copy everything, and this is the step one, right? I just mentioned here as step one in the comments. Mention like that, like this, so it will be easy. So create table, and as it is a users table, now let me put open brace and close brace, and let me put commas for each and every column here, and make sure if there is any like spaces are there or not. So it is showing some error here. Okay, let's see. So here we need to mention it as a primary key, because they are mentioning it is a PK there. Okay, so we don't have Boolean data type in SQL Server, right? So I'll just mention it as a bit data type. Maybe according to the SSIS, so they have defined these data types. So that's fine. So we can just mention it as a bit. Now these also independent, so it will get created. Yeah. So now I'll go with the other table, that is topics. Let me copy this table again, and create the table topics, and open brace, close brace. Yeah, and this will be my primary key again. We can create tables and we can alter it, and we can able to add the constants as well. And again it is throwing an error. Let me check. Column create has an invalid data type. So okay, so it has been missing. Maybe it's a client mistake. So it's a date time data type, not data time. Yeah, so just create this. Now I'll just take another window here to create the dependent tables. Okay, so first we'll go and create as per the steps which we are following. I'll just go and create the questionnaire table, and the questionnaire table is this. Yeah, so let me copy this and put it over here. So I'll just copy that table name over here, and it contains a primary key, first column, questionnaire ID, and on top of these columns, just I'll put commas, and again I'll just put it as, so there are some mistakes over here in the data types, so that's fine. We can, this is bit data type, this is also bit. Now as this is a dependent table, okay, and we just see how many foreign keys. So there are two foreign keys, right? One is severity and the other one will be topic ID. So which means to create a foreign key, we need to take the reference from severity table as well as your topics table, right? Now just I'll go with the syntax as per the SQL syntax. So foreign key references. So you need to give a reference to severity table, correct? So severity table, I'll just go with the severity table, and we'll just put the severity primary key column because that is the syntax, right? So I'll just keep it over here. Now it requires one more foreign key, right? Okay, so I'll just copy the same syntax again, and it depends on the other table, that is topics. Yeah, and then it depends on the primary key of topics table, that is PK topic ID. I'll just mention it over here. Yeah, so this is how we'll just give a relationship the primary foreign key relationship between the tables. Yeah, let's create it. Now it has been created. Yeah, so now the third step which we need to do is that is creating the quaternary list. Now this quaternary list, it is not depending on either of these independent tables, it is depending on the quaternary. So quaternary already we have created, no, so we'll just go and create it. So quaternary list table is this one. Now create table, I'll just put the table name quaternary list. Just keep it as open brace, brace. Now I'll also mention the commas between the columns. Now they are saying that for this particular, do you have this much column? Okay, the column name is very big, that's fine. Now, so they are saying that on top of this column they require a primary key. So let me keep that primary key. And so it is depending on the quaternary table, right? That is the FK question ID is depending on PK question ID, correct? And PK has a primary key here, right? So I just take out this foreign key reference again, and then primary key table is now your quaternary table. That is why you need to first create this table, because this table is depending on that, correct? So Q is missing here, so I'll just go for the quaternary table and then the primary key column. So the primary key column is this PK question ID, and it's showing some error message here. The definition for column must include a data type. Okay, so okay, this data type is included over here, so I just give a space over there. Yeah, so now let's create this. Now this table also done. Now we'll go for the final step, that is user attempts. Now let's copy the entire structure of this. So this is the this is the least child table we will call actually. Okay, because the least child table is nothing but which contains which is depending on almost all the tables, and which contains more foreign keys actually. Now what we need to do is, so we'll just put the table name here, that is user attempts, and then open brace, and we'll close it, and we'll also put commas. And they're not mentioning any primary keys on top of it, only foreign keys they have mentioned, right? So now we'll take out the foreign key references here. So one is severity, topic, and user, and question list ID. So as we have already created the foreign keys here based upon the severity, I'll just paste it over here simply. But the constraint name, anyway, the SQL server will define. For each and every constraint, it will define a different name. Yeah? So no need to worry about it. Now again, so now we need to give one more foreign key for user ID. So let me write this syntax: foreign key references with user table. I think we have given the table name as users. I think, yeah, it is users of your primary key. So your primary key is nothing but PK user ID. Okay, so we can easily identify by using the column names also. What is the foreign key, what is the primary key? Yeah, and then the last but not least, the question list ID. So I'll just copy this, and list ID is nothing but it is depending on this quaternary list ID, correct? So now the table is quaternary list table of your PK quaternary list ID. Yeah. So now there are 4 dependencies over here, and let's create this table. Yes. So likewise, we can able to design these particular tables. Now, if you want to verify whether whatever we have created the structures, so we can just simply go and create. So let's see whether the database diagram is working in the system or not. Okay, so it has some issue. Okay, that's fine, no problem. So what you can do is you can create a new database diagram, and whatever 6 tables you have created, right? You just select all those 6 tables, and you can simply get the database diagram. Maybe let's try in another database. Let's try to create these tables in a different database, and let me try. So I'll just go for the SSIS database. See, simply I can able to create it because, okay, so it is saying that there is already name of the questionnaire in the database. Okay, so what exactly it is saying? Okay, I need to change the database name, sorry. So to SSIS, and I'm just going to create. Now let's see whether I can create a database diagram or not. Yes, I can. Yeah, now there are many tables over here. This is my user defined database, and I'll just go and select the required tables, whatever I need. So we require the questionnaire list and this one, and we need a user tables, we need the user attempts and topics, and one more is severity. Yeah, so let's add this and we'll see. So now you can see the similar kind of structures here. Yeah, so the first one is like user table, right? See, the user table is there is no dependency, it's a independent, and even your topics also is a independent table. We have a primary key on top of it, and even one more table we have, that is CBRT. This is also independent, and these three are having a foreign keys, and it is dependent tables. So if you want to enable, I think we can enable the yeah. So when you enable these labels, right, you can simply see, so there are foreign keys here, and whatever you can see the yellow colors keys are nothing but your primary keys. So this is how we can able to generate the database diagram, and we can able to simply compare whatever the client has given and whatever we have created, whether it is exactly matched or not. Yeah. So I hope people can understood this. Yeah. So thank you for watching my video. So stay tuned for more and more videos.